Welcome all of you. Today we start with lesson number 8, respiration and circulation. Unit 3rd, physiology. Topic number 8, respiration and circulation. In our body, different types of metabolic activities occurs like movement, locomotion, growth, etc. That metabolic activities requires energy. Normally animals obtain energy from the food which they eat. In organisms, energy is stored in the form of complex compounds, and these complex compounds are converted into simple form, usable form by the process of respiration. So we can define respiration as a biochemical process of oxidation of organic compounds for the liberation of chemical energy, which is normally in the form of ATP. During this process, carbon dioxide and water are formed as a byproduct. Here is equation for respiration: C6H12O6, that is glucose, plus 6O2, that is oxygen, which is required for oxidation, and products are 6CO2, that means carbon dioxide, 6H2O, that means water. Normally this water, it is in the form of water vapors, and 38 ATP molecules are formed. ATP means adenosine triphosphate. This energy is used for different metabolic activities. Then normally this respiration occurs in eukaryotes in mitochondria. Mitochondria, it is site for aerobic respiration. For this gaseous exchange, here gaseous exchange takes place in respiration. Normally this gaseous exchange takes place between organism and environment. In plants, gaseous exchange takes place by air spaces which are present in stem, leaf and root, and these air spaces normally continuous, and normally on leaf air spaces are present, that air spaces known as stomata. That means stomata are responsible for gaseous exchange or respiration in plants. Also in plants, air spaces are present on stem and or bark, and that small spaces are known as lenticels. That lenticels also responsible for gaseous exchange in plants. Okay, that means in plants for gaseous exchange, stomata and lenticels are respiratory organ. Then normally this gaseous exchange, it is simple physical process, and site of gaseous exchange, it is known as respiratory surface. Some characters or some features are there for respiratory surface. That for efficient gaseous exchange, that respiratory surface should have a large surface area. Surface area must be large. Then it is thin, highly vascular. That means it is with rich blood supply, and it also permeable and moist. Then gaseous exchange or respiration in animals. In animals, in plants only stomata and lenticels are responsible for gaseous exchange, but in animals different types of respiratory organs are present, like this. In organism, protists, sponges and coelenterate, that means in lower organisms, flatworms like Annelida, plasma membrane or general body surface is responsible for respiration. Then evolutionary, जसं आपण इव्हॉल्युशन इथे बघतोय, जर असं बघायला गेलं तर इथे हे रेस्पिरेटरी ऑर्गन्स जे आहेत हे इव्हॉल्व झालेले बघायला मिळतात. हिअर सिम्पल रेस्पिरेटरी ऑर्गन्स आर देअर. देन in mammals lungs are present. Lungs are responsible for gaseous exchange in mammals. In fishes gills are present. Last year we studied about cockroach. In cockroach tracheal type of respiratory system is present. Spiracles, that are openings present in cockroach for entry of air. This table is important. Then this is about respiratory exchange, respiratory process in organisms or respiratory organs in organisms, different organisms. Then main point, next point, it is human respiratory system. Okay. In our body different types of systems are present, like digestive system, reproductive system, like that respiratory system is also present. This human respiratory system, it is divided into two parts, upper respiratory system and lower respiratory system. In upper respiratory system two organs are present, nose and pharynx. And in lower respiratory system larynx, trache, bronchi, bronchioles and lungs are present. आता आपण स्टेप वाइज बघूया. फर्स्ट nose. Normally nose has a pair of slit like openings. That openings are known as external nares. That openings are known as external nares. Externally these slit like openings are present. Then like that internally internal nares are also present. Internal nares are also present, and the space between external nair and internal nair, it is known as nasal cavity or nasal chamber. Okay. This nasal chamber or nasal cavity, it is divided into two parts, that is right and left, by a cartilage, and that cartilage, it is known as mesenteroid cartilage. Okay. This nasal cavity, it is divided into right part and left part by a cartilage, and that cartilage, it is known as mesenteroid cartilage. This each nasal cavity, that means right nasal cavity as well as left nasal cavity, further divided into three parts, that are vestibule, then respiratory tract, and olfactory chamber, or which is also known as sensory chamber. Okay. Then about vestibule. Vestibule, it is proximal part. This part is having hairs. Internally hairs are present in this vestibule. These hairs are responsible for filtering the air. It is also trap dust particles and suspended particles which are present in air. Then second part is the respiratory tract. Normally middle thin walled highly vascular part. Highly vascular means with rich blood supply. This part is responsible for warming and moistening the inhaled air. And this part, olfactory chamber or sensory chamber, this is lined by olfactory epithelium, and this chamber is responsible for detection of smell. Okay. This is about nose. Then Next is the pharynx. Next organ in human respiratory system is pharynx. Normally this pharynx also divided into three parts: nasopharynx, oropharynx, and laryngopharynx. Okay, normally this pharynx, it is common passage for digestive as well as respiratory system, and in this region tonsils, that means lymphoid tissue, are present, and these tonsils are responsible for phagocytosis. That means they kill microorganisms which are present in air. Then this pharynx, common passage for respiratory and digestive system. Then this is about a complete diagram of respiratory system. This is external layer or nostrils. Then this is nasal chamber. Then here is the pharynx, and here is next part is the larynx. Here pharynx have two openings for digestive system. That opening, it is known as gullet, and this opening, it is known as glottis. This opening for digestive system, it is known as gullet, and this opening, it is known as glottis. This glottis, that is opening of pharynx into larynx, this opening, it is guarded by a flap like structure, this one, and this flap like structure, it is known as epiglottis. This is known as epiglottis. Okay, this is opening of pharynx into digestive system, it is known as gullet, and this is opening of pharynx into respiratory system, it is known as glottis. It is guarded by a flap like leaf like structure which is known as epiglottis, and this epiglottis prevents entry of food particles into respiratory system. आपल्याला ठसका लागतो जेवताना, तर त्यावेळेस आपल्याला इथनं एखाद वेळेस फूड पार्टिकल जे आहे ते गलेटमध्ये जाण्याच्या ऐवजी ग्लॉटिसमध्ये येते, आणि त्यावेळेस आपल्याला तो ठसका लागतो. ओके, देन नेक्स्ट पार्ट और नेक्स्ट ऑर्गन in this respiratory system, it is larynx, this one. Okay, larynx, it is also called as voice box, it is also known as Adam's apple. आपल्या नेक रिजनच्या इथे जे आपल्या हाताला लागतंय दॅट ते आहे, ते म्हणजे लॅरिंग्स. ॲडम्स ॲपल असंही म्हटलं जातं. नॉर्मली इट इज हॉलो ट्युब्युलर स्ट्रक्चर अँड इट इज इंटरनली लाइन्ड बाय अ फोल्ड ऑफ elastic vocal cords which are responsible for production of voice. Okay, then this is larynx, and this larynx then opens into trachea. This one is the trachea. It is also known as, this is trachea, it is also known as windpipe. It is long tubes. Normally it is 10 to 12 centimeter in length. It runs through the neck and in front of esophagus. Here is the esophagus, and it extends up to middle of thoracic cavity. Okay, and this trachea is supported by C-shaped 16 to 20 ring of cartilage, and that ring of cartilage, incomplete rings are there, C-shaped, and that cartilaginous rings gives support to trachea. This trachea internally lined by ciliated and pseudo-stratified epithelium and mucous glands. Normally these mucus glands trap unwanted particles, entry of unwanted particles into the lungs. This is trachea. Normally it is 10 to 12 centimeter in length. Then this trachea divides into right and left bronchus or bronchi. Primary bronchi are there. Okay, this is was one bronchi and here is the second bronchi. This right and left bronchi enters into respective lungs. Right bronchus enters into right lung and left bronchus enters into left lung. Then this primary bronchi divides and redivides and forms secondary bronchi, tertiary bronchi, and that tertiary bronchi ultimately leads into terminal bronchioles which ends into alveoli. This is terminal bronchi and which ends into alveoli. Alveoli, these are thin walled lobulated structure like bunch of grapes. Each alveolus, it is surrounded by network of capillaries, pulmonary artery and pulmonary veins. And these alveoli are responsible for gaseous exchange between रेस्पिरेटरी सिस्टीम. म्हणजे हा जो इथे गॅशियस एक्सचेंज होतोय तिथनं जे ऑक्सिजन जो जाणार आहे तो कुठे जाईल, ब्लड व्हेसल्समध्ये जाईल आणि जे ऑक्सिजनेशन आहे ब्लडचं ते इथे होणार आहे. ओके, आणि इथे हा मेन गॅशियस एक्सचेंज आपल्याला बघायला मिळणार आहे. नॉर्मली these alveoli responsible for gaseous exchange. That means they provide surface area for exchange of gases. Therefore these alveoli are made up of squamous epithelium. Okay, these alveoli are made up of squamous epithelium and therefore that exchange is possible. Then about lungs, these are pair of lungs. Normally lungs are main respiratory organs in human being. These are spongy and elastic, present in thoracic cavity. These lungs are covered with pleural membranes. Double layered pleural membranes are present and that two layers, outer layer it is known as parietal layer and inner layer it is known as visceral layer. Okay, outer pleural membrane it is known as parietal membrane and inner membrane it is known as visceral membrane. In between these two membranes pleural cavity is present. In between these two membranes pleural cavity is present and that pleural cavity filled with pleural fluid. This pleural fluid it is lubricating fluid and it is secreted by these two membranes, parietal and visceral membranes. Normally right lung it is larger and it is divided into 3 lobes, while left lung it is smaller and it is divided into 2 lobes. Okay, then normally in each lobe of lung terminal bronchioles ends into bunch of air sacs, each with 10 to 12 alveoli. In each lung, in human being, in lungs normally 700 million alveoli are present and that are responsible for gaseous exchange. Okay, then in this diagram here is the diaphragm. Okay, normally in relaxed position it is dome shape. This diaphragm it is a muscular septum which divides thoracic cavity with abdominal cavity. There is a partition of muscles and that partition it is known as diaphragm and that divides thoracic cavity and abdominal cavity. In relaxed position, it is dome shape, but when there is contraction, it becomes flattened. Okay. Thank you.